Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Today we will be doing a live where we are doing coloring, and mostly we'll try to whisper, but we will be focusing on the coloring so that you can hear the pencil and just watch so that you can relax. I will be talking to chat, seeing what comes up, but we'll give you some directions as well about the art that we are making. The drawing that we are making today is another whimsical landscape, and it will have some different shades in the sky. We are using normal paper, sketching paper. We are not using wet media paper like we have done other days. So I want to point out that the key to making this drawing today will be in the playfulness that we have, the pressure of how softly we do the coloring. So I will start off this middle section by using a lighter orange, and at the top I'll use a darker orange. Uriel Arenas said hi. Hello Uriel, how is it going? Why Not Ben said looks cool. Thank you, Why Not Ben. I appreciate your guys' comments. Hope you get some relaxing time today. I'm de-stressing and I find it fun. Uriel said, what are you drawing? It looks cool. Thank you. It's a crazy, whimsical landscape, for lack of better words. And we will be doing a middle section that is orange before we continue with the blue on this side. Why Not Ben said, your voice is soothing. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. I'm glad you think that. I hope that you find my art soothing as well. Today we are using color pencils because of the noise it makes. I find it very relaxing and I like it. Even though I don't usually use color pencils, I like the sound and I find it relaxing. So we're just going with the red at the top, and very lightly we'll lay it on so that it blends with our orange. Matias Lopez said, ASMR relax. Yes, that is the idea here. I wonder what time it is where you guys are watching from. If you have a chance, please let me know. I'm really curious. Where I am, it's 11:22 p.m. Why Not Ben said it's 1:22 a.m. It's very late in Florida. That sounds so nice. I would love to visit the beaches of Florida one day and get some inspiration from the beaches and everything else. And we have the art of pain saying, same here in Georgia. The art of pain is a really wonderful name for a channel. I'm jealous I didn't think of that first. And Matthias is watching from Chile. Thank you. Wow, you're the first person I get watching from Chile, and that's amazing. Saludos, Chile. That's very nice. I am in Denver, Colorado, so we are quite far apart from each other, but we're here to do a beautiful drawing of a landscape together. The Art of Pain said, I do tattoos and had a hard life. Wow, I think that is so deep, and so many of us can relate to that, because we all find different experiences hard, but at the end of the day, we are all facing painful situations, and some of us may have it harder than others, but I'm glad that we can find an outlet for that pain. So the Art of Pain is an incredible name, and I think it represents what a lot of us go through. So just like tattoos are your outlet, art is my outlet. And many times before I start a painting, I think about something that has been causing me pain, and I just lay it on the paper. And I never thought I would say that out loud, but here we are. The Art of Pain, you got that out of me. you have magic tricks up your sleeve or something. I've never said that out loud. So we're taking a blue color now, and we will lay it on very lightly first, because we're hoping to do the same effect that we did on this side. Matías Lopez said, saludos. And the Art of Pain said, your voice got a sub out of me. Thank you. That is so meaningful. I think I will remember your channel name for a very long time, because it really speaks to me. It's creative and it's realistic at the same time. So we're going to start focusing on the gradient now. So you will see me focus on the middle section of the sky here for a little bit. Just trying to layer on the colors. And just like the other parts of the sky, the top is darker. Anna said, our pain is our gift, and a bunch of cute emojis. Anna, I love your comment. Our pain indeed is our gift. And I believe it was Romy that said that our wounds is where light comes through, and I interpret that the same way that I do the other topics we were talking about, that we can transform our pain into beautiful art, whether that be music, tattoos, poetry, or art like we're doing today. Why not pen? A little kitty cat in a box. That's so cute. And Anna agreeing. Yeah. I think suffering is inevitable in this life. As hard as that may sound, but there's also beauty in knowing that we all face suffering. Some of us more than the others. And some of us may find a challenge easy, although someone else might find it very hard. And I think, in a way, life gives us as hard of a challenge as it thinks we need or we can tolerate. And there's beauty, I think, in knowing we're all going through it. So I'm almost done with this side of the sky. And what we're going to do next is take a deeper shade of blue, and we will be focusing on the top part of our drawing. That way we can start layering on the colors. TT Pick Rio, I don't know if I read your name correctly, said, "Hello ma'am, I would like to ask if I can be mod in the live." Thank you, TTT. I will call you Triple T, if that's okay. I will think about that because I am not even sure how that works, to be honest. I started doing lives last week, so I'm very fresh when it comes to being in this life space. So thank you, and I will remember Triple T, your request, and we can talk about it later if that's okay with you. So we're just layering on the colors, focusing on the very top part. Why not Ben, said Triple TKA. If you know, you know. I feel like I might not be cool enough because I don't know. But don't tell anybody. And just like that, we're creating layers that make the very top darker, and it starts to lighten out as we reach the bottom. Oh, why not Ben? I haven't watched that movie in such a long time. Like, since I was a teenager, maybe. Sorry for not getting that. let's start to play around with the green just like we did on this side. I will take a light green and start at the bottom, and we'll go up from there. And the reason we're doing this is to create that layering effect in the way that we were doing earlier, so that it blends with the blue. In this world that we're creating, there are no rules. Your mind can create the rules as it looks at it. The Art of Pain said, very relaxing, and I'm glad, because I find this to be very relaxing for myself as well. I have a day job, and I find myself carrying a lot of stress from my day job into the night time. So when I've been doing these lives, I find that it relaxes me. It forces me to relax, forces me to slow down and to stop thinking about my day job. Funny enough. But even though I have a day job, obviously art is my dream. And this is a little way for me to pursue my dream. Anna said, I love your art and you are incredibly soothing to experience. That means so much to me, Anna, and I love all the comments that you've been leaving today. I think we think alike in many aspects, especially when it comes to life. And why not? Ben said, your art is very relaxing. Thank you. I hope that you are finding relaxation in my art, just like I do. So after my lives, I find myself not thinking about my day job anymore, and I just think about the art that we created together and the wonderful people that I talked to. It's very nice. Thank you guys for being here. Let's take our yellow color. I want to create a gradient that is lighter at the bottom. And we will fix our yellow here later on. We will not worry too much about it. We will just focus on laying on that yellow at the very bottom. And by the way, my day job is a computer job, so I don't get to be creative in my day job. But when it comes to doing lives, this is where I let out my creativity for the entire day. And pretty soon here, I want to create an aurora in the sky. Melanie said, giving cute, Melanie. Gracias, I'm glad you like it. And the Art of Pain said I was going to ask about your day job, but refrained. You guys can ask me any questions you have. There's no holding back. I promise I will answer everything that I can. So what I'm doing now, I took a crimson color and I will be drawing this aurora in the sky, which can look like a mountain or an aurora, but like I said, you, the viewer, you decide what it is. Your perception is what matters here. You make it different. You decide what this gets to be. I will take a pink as well, or a purple. Just layer on those colors. To create more of an aurora ingredient. And we'll take it up with the blue as if it were mixing in the sky, creating those light effects the auroras create. And in every life, you will hear me say, the trick is in the layering of the colors, and it truly is. The trick is to trust the process and not give up. And why not? Ben said to use much the colors with your fingers to give it a cleaner blend. That is an option, but I don't do that. I was taught by my art teacher that the oils in your fingers over time can wear down the artwork, so I stay away from doing that. Honestly, just since I learned that, I've never tried it after that. Anna said, I say the words, I release all that no longer serves my highest good out loud a lot, and even if it doesn't feel like it, it is working. I think we have to consciously release all those things that we don't need. And we all have different ways of doing that. But I think that speaking it into existence makes your brain realize what it needs to do. And I will take this aurora and cross the lines that we've drawn with this pink blended into the orange, just to create some playfulness here. And I will, after this, take some purple. We'll do the same thing and we'll keep layering it on until we like it. Why not? Ben said, I didn't know that about the oil in our fingers. So what I do instead is I take a linseed oil, which is an oil used for pastels, or it's used sometimes for color pencils as well. But right now, I used oil actually in this part when I was doing that earlier. But I didn't notice much of a difference, so I don't think we will use it tonight. But in my other lives, you will see that I blend a lot with that oil. The Art of Paint said I use Q-tips for blending because of that. Nice. I appreciate that tip. The Art of Paint, because my expertise is not in color pencils, but I find them quite relaxing. So that's why I use them. Why not pens? And I'm gonna start doing that. It's a lot cleaner too. LOL. Yes, and it is pretty nice that you can use it with the brush. You can use the oil with the Q-tip. You can use it in many different ways. The Art of Paint said color pencils are difficult for some. Absolutely. They are difficult. I think you have to have a really good understanding of color theory for pencils to do what you want them to do. So I will take now that purple that we were talking about, and I will layer it on just a tiny bit, very gently, with that orange. Because as we were speaking about the color theory, orange and purple, if we mix it too much, it might create a brown grayish color, and that is usually the concern when mixing different colors to get that you might get a gray or a brown that you were not looking for. And I think what I want to do here is put some red in the middle of those auroras, and I think I will give it a nice touch. So I will take my red and I will simply do it in the middle of these little auroras. Only the middle. We'll see what happens. It is not very dark because I don't want to shake my desk too much, so you guys can see what's happening on the paper. The Art of Paint said not to be redundant, but I really like your voice. Thank you, The Art of Paint. You know what? I struggle to hear the recordings of my own voice, so you give me a lot of validation here. And Ryan Miller, I'm so happy you're joining the live. For everyone that joined today, Ryan is a day one. From my very first live, he started to watch my videos. So he's saying, looks like you're getting more views. Thank you, and yes, Ryan, I'm grateful that we are getting more views. And I'm also getting better at the art that we're doing. Ryan says, stop. Hope you're building your community. I hope so too. And whoever's here to stay, I'm really happy about that. And whoever is passing by while they're scrolling, I am really happy to be able to steal your attention for a few seconds. It's truly a privilege that in this large world that we have, we get to find each other at least for a few seconds. And I hope that you are seeing now how the layering, the overlapping of the colors really does a lot of good for the art. Why not pen said steal my attention? I hope I can do that more often. The Art of Pain said, definitely looking forward to more lives in art. The Art of Pain, I hope so, because I am too. I'm excited for this journey of lives in art. We can create a lot of things together. And you can give me ideas, tips, and I can do the same for you, hopefully. So, one more thing I will do in the sky is take a bit of crimson. Now that we've layered on some red, we'll take some crimson and I will put that right in the middle. But this time, without blending it out, just to give it some depth. We're not going to create a gradient. We're simply going to try to give it some depth. And then we'll take a deeper brown, deeper crimson, see how that works. And Anna said, I'm so glad I stumbled upon you tonight. Thank you, Anna. Believe it or not, the pleasure is mine. I'm glad that I found some people that think like me, and we could have some nice chit chat about how life is working out for us. The Art of Pain said, just remember, YouTube can be brutal with creeps and ignorant people, and I pray they don't find your way. Thank you, The Art of Pain. I will keep that in mind. I think sometimes it's been something that has scared me about joining YouTube, but I think I'm more equipped now to face it because I have faced some creeps outside and in real life. So we'll see how that goes. And you guys are saying that you need to get mods for that. I need to really look into what mods are and how to set that up, to be quite honest, because I do not know how this works. I've been here for not a very long time, so why not been said, and they are relentless. Thank you. I appreciate you looking out for me. I'm not very well versed in the live world, and I just started recently, so I appreciate all the advice you guys are giving me. I need to look into that, and we'll see. The Art of Pain said, you just click on a name and it will give you a menu, and an option, it will give you an option to add mods. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for that. Why not Ben said, if you don't pay them attention, they will leave. Thank you, I hope so. I think that's been the case so far. I've had good interactions, and I am taking in this little cup a little bit of linseed oil, and I'm taking that on my brush. I know we were talking about this earlier, and I'm using that to give my yellow some more depth. The thing about this paper that I'm using right now is that it is not paper for wet media. And what that means is it's going to absorb the oil really quickly. So I will have to continue to dip it in the oil and then lay it on the paper. And it will absorb. And so I'll have to keep picking up some oil. The Art of Fame said that made a big difference. Yes. So I'm trying to get more and more oil, but it gets absorbed super fast. But the purpose of this oil is to do two things. One, it deepens the yellow, or any color for that matter, but it also blends a little bit. It blends more when we use oil pastels or watercolor pencils, but today we're using regular color pencils, and so it will do less of that blending, but it will deepen the colors. That's one thing it will do for us. So I want to continue. Just add some of this that I created here that I'm not sure what it is, but the point of these paintings is to show you that you can create something that doesn't have to be real or realistic, and it can still look good, because the mind is really good at just filling in the blanks. So your mind will imagine what this is. And I will take this beautiful green and do the little plants here. The Art of Paint said, I like to shave graphite to a pile of dust and use makeup brushes to draw faces. That is, in my opinion, a professional tip, because that is the best way to get blending. Powdered graphite and powdered charcoal do wonders when you're drawing portraits. I used to sell portraits about 10 years ago, up to 5 years ago maybe, and that's what I did too, but I did it with charcoal. So just some of that purple here at the bottom, because I want to get these colors in there. That's the only reason. And I might create with this purple little light, very light shadow. So we will use our pencil very lightly to create that shadow. And for consistency, I will use this purple right on the edges of the hills, just to give it some depth. And for those shadows, to stay consistent. And that way we have still our gradient that becomes lighter as it reaches the hills, at the same time, some depth created by the dimensions of the hills. So just focusing on that tiny area between the hills and the sky, creating some depth. And I thought that I would finish here, but I think we have space to create one more aurora around this area, and I will really like that. So we're gonna go back in, and I will start with this pink color. If you can see it right there, we'll pick it up. And why not Ben said, I think I'm getting hungry. The orange part looking like a crispy chicken wing. I don't even know how to respond to that. You know what? I get hungry at night too, so I made sure to eat before I started my life. I always do. And then as soon as I'm done with my life, I really get hungry, so I eat after as well. Like if you turn the page to the side. I think you must be really hungry if you are seeing if you are seeing a chicken wing. I think you're really hungry. That must be it. So I will just create layers with this pink color, and we will deepen it as it gets to the center. But the importance of laying the pink lightly is that it will create a gradient effect. And I said, I'm about to go eat too. I'm glad that you are at least eating well relaxed and not stress eating, which is what I do. I will look at my painting later and I will see if I see what you're talking about, because it must really look like a chicken wing now if you guys are getting hungry. And the yellow's starting to look like a corn on the cob. I think, you know how I was saying that your mind will fill in the blanks? I think your guys' minds are filling in the blanks, and that's why you're seeing food here. But this is corn yellow. I see that. I will not lie. 100% I see that. And I will just drag some of this orange into the green over here. The green, blue, whatever this color is. And what I'm focusing on is creating balance in this painting, in this drawing. Meaning, we want what's on the right side to somewhat mirror what's on the left side. Anna said, I love you all so much. Why not? Ben said, we love you too, sister. You guys are very loved by people all over the world that you have not met. There's people praying for you. I hope you can always remember that there's people in this world that pray for strangers, people that they've never met. And I hope that it can uplift you through difficult times just like it has for me. And I will be a little crazy here and do a deeper purple at the bottom just to restore some of that balance that I was talking about, because we have some purples here and we want to have some purples at the bottom. And I will do, instead of that purple, some pink. So that's a little crazy, but I think we can make it work out. And I was going to do a house actually for the shed, a house on this side, but to be quite honest, I got so carried away talking to you guys that I did not leave space for that. But I don't regret it. I think it makes the painting, the drawing, even more unique and special at that, because nothing like this repeats ever. There's always every life experience that we have is a one-time thing. So that's how I see it. This drawing reflects a one-time thing. And we will have similar experiences later on, but nothing will be exactly the same. And that's the beauty of it, because we can enjoy every moment separately, knowing that that's it and it will not come back. Anna said, for the days of unfounded sadness, we have assigned the mourning of a stranger. You strike me as a poet, Anna. Am I right? Do you write poetry, Anna? And I want to give this just a few more details of that pink / purple, however you see it on the screen. And these auroras or mountains that we've created, that your mind gets to decide what it is. I might just add a little bit of this pink at the bottom, because balance in the painting is so important to me. Why not, Ben? You're making me laugh with your food comments. And Anna, you're giving me really inspirational thoughts right now. Anna said, I'm an artist of all sorts. So you're an artist through and through when you enjoy all the arts, in my opinion. You believe art. So I will just do these little details here with this bright pink. And I think this concludes our drawing session today. The Art of Paint said, I'm not telling you what to do, but you could add ASMR to title and get more views. This is definitely a form of ASMR. That sounds like a great idea. And I believe I've been doing that for the past 2 lives. It took me a while to figure that out, but I might have to put it in the beginning of the title instead of the end. I'm not sure how that works. You guys are giving me a lot of great advice, to be honest. You guys are teaching me more than I have learned in the other lives. Life is art. Life is art indeed. And art is life. How's that? Ryan said, oh no, stream is ending. Yes, the stream is ending. Said I have it on the background, it's nice. I'm glad. We're having all kinds of conversations here, from crispy chicken, corn on the cob, to suffering and art. It's a wide variety of topics that we've touched on today, which is very nice. So what I think I'm going to do, I have not done a doodling stream in a while, so I will probably do that. I will do it in addition to the stream today. So I will end the stream and start another one where we are doodling. Thank you guys for joining this stream. It was truly my pleasure. And I hope to see you again in my chat sometime soon. And I hope you guys, if you do or do not join the doodling stream, you have a very blessed night. Doodle is such a funny word. Yeah, I struggled to say that actually. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you in a little bit.